Welcome to the Butler Did It cooking show. I'm your host, Todd Butler, and yes, I did it again. What I did was I took a trip over to south of France for a little French and Italian fusion. We're doing some Maple Leaf Farms duck breast two ways. We're doing a grilled duck breast with a confit duck leg. And let's get this started. First off, we're going to start with our cranberry port reduction. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the induction stove. And you want to cook this at about a medium temperature. You don't want it to burn, but you want it to kind of reduce down a little bit. So we've got to turn on to 7 over here. And we're going to start with a little bit of port. And that's just going to, about a quarter cup. We've got some dried cranberries as well. And that'll give the little bit of a tartness flavor to it. And to take away some of that tartness, we will use some honey. Or mix it with a little bit of honey, a little berry. And you just want to let it cook just enough to where it coats the back of a spoon. And we're going to do about a tablespoon of honey in here. And that'll cook down. Then you let it set aside and cool down for just a little bit. Keep that going here. While that's going, we want to go ahead and preheat our oven to 200 degrees. You want to confit the duck. You want to start it off. You don't want to overcook it. You don't want it to burn. And when you're confiting duck, you want to use your own duck fat, rendered duck fat that they sell in the store. You can buy it anywhere, your local stores. And they come in nice little containers. Usually about 2 of these will cover about 4 duck breasts. And turn this down just a little bit once it starts to boil. So we've got our duck legs. And these are a great product. They come in frozen. You just pull them out as you need. And it comes with two duck legs in each package. You can do, once you confit it, you can always do it any way you want to do it. I'm going to serve it whole this time, but you can also leave it, take it off once it's cooked and pull it apart, put it in your own risotto. We got a little Himalayan sea salt to season it up a little bit. Some black pepper. And then we're going to chop just a little bit of rosemary up. And put that inside of our duck fat. So we've got the rendered duck fat here, just to give it a little bit of flavor. And rough chop about 3 cloves of garlic. And you don't have to chop it fine, you're just going to kind of throw it in there just to pull out the flavor, like we said. It's going to take about 2 hours to cook. I do have one already in the oven finishing up here in just a few minutes. Once you get that going, and it should have just enough liquid just to cover the duck. Put that in the oven, like I said, let it go for about 2 hours. Our sauce here is cooking down a little bit. And you want to make sure that it's not runny. You want to make it in a nice little syrup. A nice little sweet and a little bit of tartness to it. Next, we're going to start with our leek risotto. The key to cooking risotto is you need to cook it over a slow temperature and keep adding liquid to it and let all the starches come out. You don't want to cook it too fast like rice. It is a very heavily starchy rice, so you want to make sure that you get the full effect of it and get all that starch out. It'll be nice and creamy. We're going to start with a little bit of olive oil. We're going to take our red onion here. And just do a nice little chop of the red onion. And we take just a little, 1 clove of garlic. And this you want to fine chop. And we're going to set this in here and let that to start to slowly cook. I'm gonna check on the confit duck I started earlier and we'll be right back. Welcome back. I went ahead and pulled the duck confit out. It is ready to go here. We're gonna let it sit in there and it'll nice and tender and moist. We're over here working on our risotto now. Sauteing the onions and garlic till they get just a little softer. We're gonna hit it up with a little bit of white wine that I'm using a Chardonnay from New Kent Winery out in Virginia. Virginia's got a lot of wines out there that are really great. These are one of my favorite vineyards out there, so you'll see me cook a lot with it and you'll see me drink a lot with it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add our arborio rice here. And you just want to toast the rice a little bit, just to bring out some of that starch a little bit, and bring out some of the flavors of the garlic mixed in with it. We're going to hit it with a little bit of more of the Himalayan sea salt. And you do salt and pepper to taste. I personally like a lot of pepper, so. Next, we're going to add our white wine and just kind of deglaze the pan a little bit. And we're going to cook the wine out of that real little bit, and then we're going to hit a little bit of chicken stock in it. If you want to do it vegetarian, you can do it with a little vegetable stock. It's entirely up to you guys what you guys want to do. And you can see this is still a little liquidy. It's going to keep reducing down. Now we've got our white wine cooked out of there. We're going to hit just a little bit of stock. You pour about a quarter of the amount needed. You just want to cook it slowly and we're going to let that simmer. Now we're going to do our leeks. You want to use the white part of the leeks. Just cut the end off here. And we're just going to cut the leek right in half. And just do nice little julienne strips. As thin as you can get them, the easier it is, the quicker it cooks. Didn't want to overcook the leeks too much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in as soon as this first set of the chicken stock does come down a little bit. I've got a little homemade fryer here that we're going to go ahead and use to do some crispy leeks for garnish. And for that, I'm going to use the green part of it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take it, peel it off, take just the outside of it, and cut nice. The thinner strip you can get, the better for frying. And these recipes are all very easy to do at home. Every ingredient you can find at your local grocery store, whether it be Harris Teeter, whether it be Kroger, Walmart, most of these ingredients are found there very easy. All right, so now we're coming back over here. And as you watch more of our shows, we're trying to do a little bit more of a higher end fine dining cooking that you can do at home. Quick and easy steps. As you see, the confit duck was the one thing that took the longest. And everything else is just quick and easy. Risotto's cooking up a little bit. We are getting there. And you can see the confit duck leg. You'll know it's done. You'll see start seeing the fat kind of come down off the bone. And that's nice and tender. And what I like to do before I serve it, I'm going to go ahead and sear the outside of the duck leg, just to crisp up the skin a little bit. Now we're ready to put our leeks in the risotto and just let this cook down a little bit. Make sure we got our grill on, good temperature. We are good to go. We're going to go ahead and clean up the duck breast and start to grill that off. I will cook the duck to a medium rare. You can cook it as well done as you want. It's more tender the less you cook it. So medium rare, medium is what I recommend. And we're going to throw it on the grill on both sides and kind of sear off the fat a little bit. We're going to trim off some of the fat it's got on here. What you want to do is you want to pull back the meat from here and just kind of cut it at an angle on all four sides. And what we're using a white Peking duck from North America, from Maple Leaf Farms. Reason why we're using the white duck is because it's a little bit less gamey, and it's also a little more tender, and it'll take on the flavors of anything else that will go with it. The port reduction along with the leeks and the risotto, nice little complement to it. So we'll get rid of all the fat, and then we'll just take this and just score the fat a little bit. That way it's crisp up a little bit easier. Once we have that going, we're going to salt and pepper it. Again, we're using the Himalayan salt, and we got our black pepper here. Check our sauce real quick. It is still just a little bit. You want it to coat the back of the spoon. Not quite there. It's probably got about 3-4 more minutes. Don't forget the risotto to make sure we don't burn that. And then we're going to turn our back burner on here so we can sear off crisp up the duck leg. Do that on like a medium-high heat with a little bit of oil, a little bit of butter. Put just a splash of oil in there because we do have a little bit of fat in there. Just enough to keep it from sticking. I'm going to go ahead and put the duck breast on the grill, and we'll be right back. Thank you, welcome back. While you guys are gone, I went ahead and grilled the duck breast off. I'll go ahead and pull it off here. And we're gonna let it sit just on the cutting board for a couple minutes just to let all the blood settle and rest. Now we're gonna go ahead and sear off our duck legs. Once that pan gets hot, we'll hit the duck legs in there, get it nice and crispy, and we'll start to plate. Risotto is getting close. And you want it to still be a little al dente, so you don't want it to completely be mushy. You also don't want it to be too crunchy. Just about finished there. We're gonna take our duck breast here, our duck leg, sorry, and give it a nice little sear on the fat side. And just because everything goes better with butter, we'll throw a little bit of butter on there just to give it a nice little golden brown. While that's going, we've got our fryer here. We'll makeshift fryer. We're going to dunk our leeks in there. Pull them off real quick. And those are going to get nice and golden brown and nice and crispy. I recommend to have some kind of towel around because that'll soak up all of the oil. And it'll help the leeks to dry out more. Makes a nice little garnish on top, and also gives it just a little bit of a sweetness to the flavor. All right. Now our risotto is about ready. We're going to go ahead and mount some butter in there. And we're going to add a little bit of pecorino cheese and some fresh grated Parmesan cheese. It always tastes fresher when it's grated right into the pasta. So I always like to do things from scratch as much as we can do it. There we go. That risotto is, see how the nice little creamy consistency coming along. And we are ready to plate. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We are ready to plate our dinner tonight. And we'll start with our risotto. Just gonna put a nice little scoop right in, kind of offset just a little bit from the center. Going to take our duck leg, just kind of stick it lean right up against it. And we're gonna take our duck breast and just slice it up nice little thin slices. Cut it on a nice little bias. Nope. And just kind of fan it right over the risotto. And we've got our cranberry and port reduction. And we're just going to kind of drizzle it right around the plate. There's so many different things you can do with duck. I mean, you can do, we used to Thanksgiving do a turducken, which is a duck wrapped in turkey, wrapped in chicken. And it is probably the best Thanksgiving meal you'll ever eat. Maybe we'll get one of those on one of these shows one day. And we're gonna take our crispy leeks and just kind of stack them right on top. There we go. Thank you guys very much. Enjoy your dinner. And I hope you check out next week with our chicken saltimbocca. And you can also find me on Butler's Unique Catering on Facebook.